Yeah.
Need green buttons.
Yep, green's good.
I got them.
Okay.
There's a flag.
We good?
Oh, say something. Is it-
Today's Monday, June, you not get anything?
Now.
All
Monday,
right.
June 8th? Okay.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our June 8th board meeting, and we will start with a moment of silent prayer. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Treasurer, you can call the roll.
Mrs. Davis?
Here.
Mrs. Thomas?
Here.
Mr. Benton?
Here.
Mr. Koppel?
Here.
Mr. Frazier?
Here.
Reading of the notice.
This is a public meeting of the Board of Education for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. There's a time for public participation during the meeting as indicated in the agenda. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes. Upon request of the superintendent, the district shall make reasonable accommodation for a person with a disability to be able to participate in this activity. Recording shall be made of each meeting of the board as administrative aid and shall be preserved as public documents of the board.
Thank you. Additions or deletions?
I have quite a few, so it's the time of the year where there's a lot of moving pieces, so just bear with me. And in some earlier drafts, I had the transportation contract in there. I pulled that off. We're going to have a special meeting on June 29th, so I'll most likely bring it back at that time because that's the contract for the next school year, so we need that set. I want to add a resolution. It'll be Resolution 26-06-165, and it will go at the end of my comments, but before the meeting closing. And that resolution will be commemoration of school facilities and celebration. We have 2 staff members want to add to the agenda. They're on, you should be on your digital copy. Vivian Reed and Ellie Wolf, who we were able to complete an employment process after the board meeting was published, so we have them to recognize tonight. In Resolution 26-06-147, item E, we did not have a name in the appointment there because we hadn't finished the interview process yet, and it finished on Saturday, the posting closed. So I want to add Derek Holter's name to that resolution. That's 26-6-147, item E, Derek Holter. We're going to delete a resolution. There's resolution 26-06-159. It's item G. It's for anatomy virtual cadaver table. That's for our high school. I'll bring that most likely back on the 29th, but there's some work to be done there. There's some questions from board members, so I'll follow up on that. And then for our presentations tonight, because of a late work commitment, I believe, Cam Beverick won't be here, so we'll also try to, we should get him and some of the track members on the agenda for the 29th. So apologize for all the changes, but there's just the time of year. So.
And then we will be adding an executive session at the end for personnel.
Okay. Will that go after 165 then?
That-
So what I would do on that is I would do 165B then, and it would be executive session, and you want it for the first one?
Mhm.
So it's consideration of the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official.
Thank you.
Do you need administration for that, or is that just the board?
That'll be just board.
Okay.
Thank you.
And no votes expected?
Correct, no action
Okay,
after.
so we'll probably cut the stream then after we get done with 165, and then we'll have a little break, and then you can get to 165B.
Okay,
How about that?
great.
Okay? And I think that's it, unless there's questions.
Okay. Motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
And do we have a list for public remarks?
Let me see.
There's no one signed up.
All right, thank you. first recognition.
Well, first recognition, we want to recognize Lauren Heimroll. If she wants to come up, and Mr. Shipton should be here too. I'm gonna, Mr. Shipton, is it okay if I just read some of this, or do you want to read? I'll start it like that. So, we're very proud of Lauren. Fans have been keeping us updated, and she couldn't make the last board meeting because of college trips, but she was awarded her State Future Farmers of America degree on May 1st, 2026. And I think you have some more you want to share, right? Okay.
Good evening.
May 1st, 2026. Is it working?
Here we go. Wrong port. All right. Good evening. Yes, Lauren Heimroll. Lauren is a Renaissance young lady, if you will. She's involved in pretty much anything and everything at the high school. Just to go through a couple things here, she's lettered in volleyball, basketball, marching band. She's deeply involved with Global Scholars. We'll talk more about that in a moment. FCCLA, Ohio Model UN, Student Council, and National Honor Society. And on top of that, she earned her, on May 1st, as Dr. Wagner mentioned, Lauren earned her Future Farmers of America diploma. I thought it was interesting. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend, but I did view it online. And at the ceremony, the presenter said less than 2% of our FFA members earn their state FFA degree. So that says something right there about Lauren and her commitment and determination with that. Background, Lauren family comes from, I believe, lineage of, is it hog farmers? I know you're in the cattle now, in the cattle operation, but hog farmers, and also from farrow to finish facility spanning the state of Ohio. She helps her family currently with their cattle operation made up of mostly F1 Baldy cows. Correct? Okay, making sure. And again, Lauren, but Lauren also, aside from earning her FFA degree, she also was honored at the Global Scholars Central Ohio District convention that was at Otterbein University in the end of April. She was, her project, and I'll let her talk about that, her final project for that competition was an honorable mention. So she was one of the top, I believe she was in the top 9 with that, and it was published in the program at that, and that included all any Central Ohio, and there were districts, large districts there, Gahanna, Westerville, Dublin, Hilliard's, all of them. So, and so her project was in the top 10. So it says a lot about Lauren and everything. She's a rising senior and be graduating in next May. So without further ado, Ms. Lauren, congratulations. Any questions for Lauren?
I first off want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, what a well-rounded student. But I don't know a lot about what it takes to get the degree. Would you mind sharing with some of us? Is it a time commitment? Is it a certain amount of courses? I'd love to learn a little more.
So in FFA, you have what's called AAT, and then you go through and you have to input. It's like a lot of record keeping and like projects and different things you do. So in FFA, you can do different CDs like soil judging, flowers, livestock judging. Like you can choose what you want to do, but then all of that then you put into your AAT, or you do like one of your own projects. So what I did was my dairy feeder steer is what I kept all my records on, and you have to make so much money and you have to put so much time into it, and then you track all that through AAT, so there's a lot of requirements. And your green hand and chapter degree you get in your chapter level, so like your teacher can approve that for you. But then for the state degree, that goes through like the state, and then they have to look at all the requirements and make sure you meet everything. And then after your state degree, you can get your American degree when you are a freshman in college, which is what I think I'm going to try to get next, but that goes like the national level. So then the people like on the national board would have to approve all of your records.
Very exciting.
Very impressive.
She was also on the junior board, the national board, correct, with the cattle association?
Oh, yeah.
The Cattlemen's Association,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So talk about that. You went to Puerto Rico or Florida?
I've done a couple trips. So for like Ohio 4-H in general, I was accepted to go to Puerto Rico to learn about like just 4-H somewhere else. And then I'm also on the Ohio Beef Youth Council, which we are like a leadership team who supports like Ohio Beef and like teaches like youth more than just the show side. We try to do like the commercial side and everything. But I actually went to Florida a couple weeks ago for a leadership conference, which is what Mr. Shipton was talking about.
That's very exciting. Very exciting.
Okay.
Yeah, we love learning.
Okay.
Anything you want to tell us?
So for Global Scholars, like year 3s, you do a Take Action project, and I hosted an Ag Day at the intermediate school, and I had like 6 local businesses around Licking County come and talk about different aspects of agriculture, because I think I know something that we did was we got rid of our FFA program here at Johnstown due to lack of an interest, but I think that the interest really starts in like the younger kids, because if they don't know about it, they're not going to want to do it. So that's why I chose to do it with the 4th and 5th graders, and I talked about 6 different topics to show like there really is so much in agriculture, and there's so many different topics that you could choose to like be involved in or interested in.
That's awesome. Is it too early to ask if you've thought about what's after high school?
So I want to go to a land-grant university, which would be a college that gets money for an agricultural program. I've looked at a couple. We're actually going to look at Ohio State tomorrow, and then I missed the last meeting because we were in Oklahoma, and then went to Kansas State and Oklahoma State. And then I'm going to look at a couple more, but I don't know where I want to go, but I think I want to study ag education. And I think I have a lot of opportunity with my family's farm to like come back and work with them and do something there, but I think I'm really passionate to go into ag education, to be an ag teacher, to give like students the opportunity that I never got in high school, because I'm grateful that I get to be a part of FFA, but it is a little upsetting that no one else in Johnstown School District does, like me and Olivia do. And I think that going for ag education and then coming back and giving kids that opportunity is something I'm really passionate about.
That's very exciting. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
And as an old FFA member, I was a soil judgment person, right, of all the exciting things. But I grew up in rural Georgia, and we were dairy farmers, right? So we had the cattle, and we had to keep the books and everything. And it really teaches you responsibility, right? And to be able to keep a log and look at costs. And it really, from a young age, it really helped you develop those skills to know how to budget things, know how to look at things from an economic point of view. So, and I was so excited because we've got to go out of college and stay on college campus for a few days during the summer. So for a person that grew up in rural Georgia, we said, wow, this is exciting. Soil judging, that's always what I wanted to do all my life. But it's going to give you skills that you do not really understand today, that you built a foundation that you're going to use throughout your entire life. So thank you for caring so much about agriculture. As an old farm boy, you know, there's great opportunities. You don't necessarily have to be that, or if when you retire like me, you have to get your cattle back, right? So thank you for doing this.
You have a very proud family back there.
I did want to thank her family as well too, because they've hosted at Rachel's her mom, and I go to the Hartford Fair. I grew up on the suburbs of the Cleveland area, so I'm not that agriculturally related there, but they educate me and they've taken me around. It's quite interesting actually, and all that they do, but I appreciate all of their work, and they've been very supportive throughout this. So.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, ready for the next presentation?
Yes, please.
Okay, you ready? We're going to recognize a part of our softball team tonight. Mr. Geis has some information to share about our team. Again, they have a banquet at 6, so they'll make this kind of quick, so they couldn't get everybody here. And then Cam Beverick, like I said, isn't here tonight for a conflict, but we'll address softball right now.
I think I say this every time when I'm here, but I'm obviously excited to always be up here, because if I'm up here, I'm usually talking about athletics and how exciting our seasons go and how fast they come and go. Every single season so far this year, I've had a moment to share with the board and talk about our great athletics and our students. But we have our 3 seniors here to represent and Coach Triplett. We have Addie Zach, Katie Blackburn, and Jetta Hokanadel. I'll never mess that up, by the way, ever again. But it's truly before, I don't want to steal their thunder. I'm usually good at that. So we we had a remarkable season, and you know, I know a lot of our athletic teams and programs did, but this truly was one of the programs that I myself adopted and got to spend a lot of time around. You know, for Mike's first year, it was a good one, and for the seniors, it was a good one to cap off on. But before I let them discuss their own accolades and their time, their 4 years here, and in Mike's first year, I just want to quickly go through some of the highlights that they had. 23-7-1. It's the third best record in Johnstown history for the softball program. We were LCL Cardinal champs, Central District champs, Division 5 regional runner-up, and then we had 8 players with all LCL honors, 4 players with all district honors, and then 1 player with all state. And that same player also, if I may, she has, and this is Addie, and this is her 3rd year in a row. She's a 3-time All-State softball player in the state of Ohio, which has never been accomplished here at Johnstown. So a lot of great things, a lot of things to hold their hat on, and or I should say visors on. But without further ado, I'll let Mike talk first, and he can go, and then we can go through the student athletes.
Thanks, Aaron. We appreciate you recognizing us today, but I want to first thank Dr. Wagner and the school board for supporting us, and actually the entire school district. It just felt like the entire school district and community was right behind us every step of the way. I promised I wouldn't take up an hour of your time, but I could talk all night long about this team. So if you don't know, I've been involved in the Johnstown softball program 9 years, and there's been many rewarding. I'd say they're all rewarding, but this was very satisfying. I was very nervous, obviously, because I knew there were high expectations being a first-year varsity coach, but we had a heck of a team that bought into the team-first concept, and it started way back in the fall. They just worked on getting better, and we could talk about all those accolades, but the crazy thing is so many people in the community and our opponents and everyone else that came to see us said we're a fun team to watch, and quite simply, it's because they were having fun, and I think that's what led to our success. So we came up a couple games short on our goals, but I think that what we accomplished is very, very, very hard. So, and ultimately, it sets with setting goals. So what we did at the beginning of the year is we had player-led goals that were set. The coaches had nothing to do with it. We got in a room, the players themselves decided what they wanted to accomplish, and they shot very high. And in order to achieve great things, you have to shoot for very high, difficult goals. And I think that was a huge contributor to our success. So with the 4th district championship in our program's history, these seniors bookended their 4-year career with district champs. So that's a heck of a way to go out. But I'm proud of them, and I'm going to let them speak.
I guess just ask questions because we don't know what to say.
What do you need here?
Yeah.
Anybody?
What was your favorite part of the season? I know the playoffs and all too, but you actually started at the beginning of the season with a trip, right? So, or you went to Tennessee,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So tell us a little about, I guess, what's your takeaway? What's your favorite part of the season?
I'll start. My favorite part of the season was probably the whole season, but honestly, our bus rides, I feel like we always bonded, and our trip to Tennessee, we all got really close, and I think that really helped all of our success, and it was just so much fun the whole time.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I think it was just the little things, like before games, we always said a little prayer to each other, and just like little things like that. We just all truly care about each other so much, and we're just a family, and I think that continued throughout, and we just grew so much together, and yeah, I think we all support each other throughout everything, and I think that's just the best part.
Yeah, I guess there's not really like one moment I can pinpoint it to. I mean, Tennessee like definitely helped and stuff, but I mean, we just had a really great group of girls that like all were there for the right reasons this year. It was just a really great team, and I think our coaches did a good job of leading us to that point, that we were so close as a family. It was just a really special year to go out as seniors is really all I can say about it.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate you. I mean, there's a lot of expectation. I know you've been in the program, but first year as head coach, and then, that trip I was a little worried about, out of state, But I know you had a lot of parents involved with that, so thanks to the
Yeah.
parents as well too. But it's like you said, I mean, I didn't get to a lot of the games because of other district commitments, but they had fun. I mean, this is really what's important about this, because a lot of people unfortunately don't get to the highest level of professional athletics. But you learn, like you said, you learn it as a family. I heard that word. You learn it as a team. Those are things that are going to help you in life later on. That's going to help you get along with people, deal with challenging situations when you're down, how to rebound, how do you move forward. And I think you did an excellent job with the parents, and it was really almost a master class, I would say, in how to do your first year or have a first year in a
Thank
program.
you. Thank you, and I would agree that the trip really was the foundation for our success, and they really came together as a program. I mean, you got to give a ton of credit to the Diamond Club to put that together, help me put that together, but if you see one of our chaperones around town, give them a hug, because they were in a house with 28 high school students. So bless their heart, right? So, but yeah, that was, we took 28 down, brought 28 back, which was the goal.
That's my goal.
That was good, Mike.
We will have certificates for all of you. We wanted to wait to get everyone, but we have certificates for all of you that we'll get after the fact here. So, but I know you have to run to your banquet. So, anything else for that?
Just
We're very-
congratulations on a great season.
Yeah. Aaron, jump in. Okay, ready for the next presentation?
Bet.
Student handbooks. We are going to ask, thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. We're going to have review of student handbooks. I need Mr. Shipton and Mr. Hancock. They'll lead. Later on in the agenda, you requesting the board to approve handbooks, but they have a PowerPoint slide. It's about 24 slides. It'll go quick though, but they spent a lot of time working on handbooks. The biggest changes, or most of the changes, were at the middle school and high school this year. You'll see it in grading, dress code, and all too. But without further ado, I'll turn it over to you two, and then we'll go through your presentation.
Yeah, good evening. As Dr. Wagner said, we're going to have you put for you to approve our handbooks, and primarily in JHS, JMS, we have a couple. We just wanted to go over broad strokes changes, and primarily dress code was a large one, and then a little bit of changes at the grading level, especially particularly at the high school level. For the handbook for dress code, just to talk a little bit about the process, I had a slide, I don't see it up there, but I had a slide that talked about the board objectives were to minimize distractions and to help students be focused on education, and that's still our board objectives, and that's still our goal when creating this dress code. But then we also we created a teacher task force at the middle school level and at the high school level, and then we also took in feedback from the parent survey. Thank you to all the parents who participated in that survey. And from that, we took that we wanted less restrictive of a dress code, but still meeting those objectives. So the broad strokes of the changes were removing the requirement that there has to be a collar, removing color requirements. So students can wear any color, they can wear a t-shirt, but we're keeping in there, and there's no fabric requirement either, but we're keeping in there that there's no logos, large graphics, large text, etc. So this slideshow kind of shows some of the different options that are approved. This is of course not all inclusive, but different colors. Again, it's got to cover the whole torso. You can do different patterns as long as they're simple and non-distracting. A couple other things. And then the one caveat or the exemption to logos and graphics is it can be Johnstown wear. So Johnstown spirit wear is approved. And again, no collar restriction. If they want to wear a Johnstown shirt, they can wear just a Johnstown shirt. Some other examples and plain colors or simple patterns. Sweatshirts, hooded sweatshirts are now approved, but the hooded sweatshirts still have to have the same logo requirements. It can't be a large logo. It can still have the small. If they have like a small logo like it was always approved, that can still be approved. But pretty much simple and plain sweatshirts are now allowed. Light jackets are now allowed, so they can have full zippers as long as it's a light jacket. Some things that are not approved still, not much has changed here, but coats, outerwear, still not allowed. Any t-shirts or hoodies or sweatshirts that have large logos, large text, and then graphic tees, etc. And it must have sleeves as well. And then again, there are no gloves, no hats, no outerwear, etc. For bottoms, not much has changed. The things that were allowed previously are still allowed. And then the one thing that's really changed is blue jeans are now allowed as well. So we've added that into the acceptable list. They can still have pants that have patterns, stripes, as long as it's simple. It could be any color. The length for shorts and skirts and dresses, before it didn't have a number. It was kind of a vague line. Now we put a number to it and said it can't be more than 5 inches above the knee. Things that are not approved, still no pants with holes or rips in them. Still no athletic shorts or athletic pants, no sweatpants, no leggings, things of that nature. Even if it does have Johnstown logo, the Spirit Wear exception works for the shirts, but not for the bottoms. You still can't wear Johnstown sweatpants either. I think that's pretty much it for dress code. Mr. Shipton, am I missing anything?
No, athletic shorts, no athletic shorts, right? Yep. The biggest thing is the graphic tees. No graphic tees, small logos, Nike symbol. Little, not the big the Adidas foil picture there or whatever, but just small, like we've had before. What we put on there, 2x2 or whatever it is on the actual handbook. Yeah. So no, I think you.
And do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Yes. So, as Mr. Hancock said, our handbooks, just a couple updates to them. We are in alignment with most of as we should be, between middle school and high school. One of them was House Bill 410 has changed to House Bill 96. So we had to update that to get in accordance with state law on that. And that will obviously follow updating board policy with House Bill 96 in regards to attendance. What else? Assessments at the high school. Formative assessments before was at 15% for a percentage for the weighted grade. Now it's at 20%. With that, our reassessment policy at the high school level, we've changed that where you may reassess if you score an 80% or lower on a summative assessment, but it'll be one time per semester per course. So one time per semester per course for reassessment with that. The reason we opted to that to go in that direction is because we want to prepare students for post-secondary and quite frankly to provide the students the ability to constantly reassess and reassess and reassess. That's just not the reality that we live in with post-secondary. With that, we thought that it's fine at the middle school level because as they are building that foundation and laying that foundation with summative assessments and seeking the learning, it's fine then to have multiple opportunities to display mastery. We get to the secondary, the high school level. We thought at that point we could take some of those supports away, and said, well, what's a good number with that? We came to the determination, or our recommendation is one summative assessment, reassessment, summatively. Per course and per semester. So that's where we landed on that. Artificial AI is a big topic. Just added our AI guidelines, administrative guidelines that will align with our district policy as well as that gets further developed. And then obviously dress code was a big one with that. So any questions?
I think the only question, thank you for all that
Sure.
information. Only question I have is, I want to make sure we thought about a great way to communicate all of these changes to parents. I love the visual guide you gave, so I don't know if a more condensed version would make sense and be appropriate, but I think the more visuals they have is particularly in relation to dressing, I think is helpful. But same thing with reassessment. I know it will be in the handbook, but not everyone, you browse for changes. So I think a very direct email to parents of of middle schoolers and high schoolers, making sure that they're aware of that going into the year would be great.
Yeah, we have an updated Johnny catalog, Johnny Wear catalog as far as dress code. We'll get that new revision out to parents and everything, and of course we'll let them know. A lot of times we embed those in our welcome back letters August 1. So.
But we understand sooner the better as
Yes.
parents to start shopping
Shopping,
for school.
yep, for sure.
And that, what we talked about is like an executive summary, and I think you've given some of that already, so I think
Yeah.
we can actually distill that into a good parent guide and put in your visuals there too.
Yep.
Yeah. Mr. Shipton, one thing on the reassessment, because I know we talked about it, so make sure it's clear. So it's one time for one class per semester, and you can't bank those, correct?
Yes. Yeah, you can't. There's no carryover. You can't bank that and say, well, I didn't use it in biology. I'm going to get to the second semester in biology. No. Nice try. No.
4 for fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And then,
Same.
Mr. Hancock, as you're vertically aligned, what you're talking about in this too is because we follow a middle school model that you still think it's appropriate, but you're going to study this in the future too,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah,
we'll
we're
look
gonna-
about fading this potentially.
We made some tweaks where we kind of made hard deadlines. So we're going to study it this year. We didn't want to cap it right now. So we're going to study it this year and see if maybe it's a gradation. Maybe 6th grade has more options. By the time they get to 8th grade, maybe we start to take away some of that. But this year we didn't make any broad changes. We're going to study it.
And to that point, we do have some middle school students that do take, that are course accelerated, that will be taking high school level courses. So obviously if they're taking Algebra 1 or even biology, the high school policy or the high school guidelines will be in play, yeah.
And then the other thing I think that we talked about is you want to study this entirely this year and then see, probably about 9 months or so where some of this will take you, both from a dress code you want to look at and also your reassessment process, some of these other bigger changes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll work on that and then have that ready to review for the board. I'd say about 9 months or so, so we're not up against it. I know we had a lot of issues, a lot of projects to work through this year, but yeah. Any questions for the administrators?
I was just gonna say, I know it's a lot of time and collaboration with all kinds of people to get to this point, so I appreciate all your work.
Good.
Thank you.
And again, that'll come up later in the agenda. We didn't go through all the other handbooks because there's very minimal changes. These were the two that really, warranted some significant changes or review of them. Ready for discussions? Okay. We had a few board committee meetings. We had policy met on the 29th of May.
Yes, so Ann and I were in attendance for the policy meeting. Most of those are still catch up on the 44.2, but some of the things we talked about were attendance policies, grading, and class rank. And those were, we consulted with principals and deans on those to make sure that those looked good and appropriate for all of those. That's it.
Good. And some of those policies will come in later tonight anyway, so that's good. Technology, we had a meeting on May 13th. That's our annual technology meeting with staff and the board. So Alan,
Yep.
you can report on that?
Yep, and just to let you know, the technology committee meeting involves myself and Amanda, a lot of the administration, and then a lot of volunteer teachers. And the teachers volunteer not only their time for the meeting itself, but they're a resource in each one of our buildings to help us as we implement technology throughout the school district. And their support is very important to the school district, and I want to thank them for that support. The big change that we have is our leader for, I don't know, the 14 years that I've been on the technology committee meeting is leaving us. And I don't know if the technology committee will be the same without her. But Debbie Seibel's been our leader for the last 14 years, and we've seen tremendous change over those 14 years, have we not, Debbie? And I want to also thank the board, both past boards and current board, for supporting the technology committee for all the initiatives that we have. Because we do a lot of the background information to provide services and equipment for the school district to allow our teachers to become more effective teachers. So a lot of it's in the background, but it's very important and very strategic for the school district. So the first thing that we talked about was the internet, and we now are going to have resiliency within our internet system. We're going to have 2 ports that are going to come in. One's at the high school, and one's at the elementary school. So if something goes down, we'll still have internet within the school district. We talked about a refresh cycle. As everyone is aware that We purchased new computers for our students every year for certain grades, and we refresh them. And we're very fortunate that we went with Chromebooks years ago, and those Chromebooks have been holding up very well for us, and the cost has not increased very much over the years. So that program has been very effective, and through the change that we made a number of years ago to go to that, I think that was a very good decision. We also talked about there's an AI task force that's been developed, and they've been working on staff training and some of the things that are involved with AI. AI is both holds promise for education and also offers some challenges, because people can use AI to basically do their work, and sometimes that can create some problems from a learning point of view. We talked about the Senate Bill 29, that for every app that we have now, we need to have a privacy agreement per vendor, per app. So that's been a big change. The other thing that we talked about was, and they mentioned earlier, House Bill 96, that required us to have some cybersecurity functions within our schools. So we have multiple factor authorization, and we have everything in place. We have the policy in place, so thank you for the policy committee for putting that in place. But we're compliant currently with House Bill 96. And then the one thing that we talked about at the last was we always look at our teachers for input on how do we onboard our new teachers that are arriving in the summer. There's a lot to learn, a lot to familiarize yourself with as you enter a new school district. So we really lean on these teachers that are in the buildings to help us with that onboarding process. And there's some work that we do during the summer to try to get them on board. But you know, if you go to class for 1 or 2 days, you may not learn everything that you need to know in order to be fully functional within the system. So we want to thank those teachers in each building that reaches out and helps support those new teachers as they arrive in our school district. So that's basically what we talked about. And good enough?
Yeah, I think you did very well. Later on tonight, we'll have the cybersecurity resolution. So, yeah, and I think that's a good summary. Good. And then the other committee that met, which is kind of an adjunct to the board, is the Local Professional Development Committee. They met on May 26th. Those in attendance: Stephanie Stuckey, virtually she was Laura Kurtz, Renee Britton, Annette Price, Robin Wagner, Brad Wehrman, Abby Fitz, and Nick Hancock. They looked at 4 different individual professional development plans. They approved 3, and they had one that had an error, so they sent it back to the staff member to work on. They had 5 licenses approved, so those are existing staff who need those licenses to continue. They also did various contact hours for staff, administrators, summative work at this time of the year is typical. And then they had some other miscellaneous items, including Stephanie Stuckey's approval of her license, which they had to get permission on because she's the chair, so they had to work on the ethics of that, but they worked through that. Their next meeting is on Monday, August the 10th at 8 a.m. Unless something comes up, they can give me one beforehand, but that's the summary of the LPDC committee.
Awesome, thank you. All right, next we have consent.
Consent agenda. Resolution 26-06-137 is approval of consent agenda.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
And a second.
I'll second it.
And if you want to.
I'll run through these. Yeah, this is big. So we have some unpaid days there on the agenda. You know, we don't talk about the reasons for that. We have some resignations listed. I think you're familiar with all of those. And we have either staff or replacements, or we have, you know, we're in process. I think I've said this before, but I extended my time till the end of July. That'll help more with the transition. So that'll give us more runway. Certified non-renewals, we have people that we just annually just have 1-year contracts, so we have to formalize that they're not renewed. Sometimes they get hired back. Next item are degree changes. These are teachers who have advanced education. They meet the criteria, and then they move horizontally on the pay scale, so they're all listed there. District-wide instructional coaches. This one is a bit of a little different. It's the resolution 26-04-071. This was the original resolution from April, and wanted to amend that. And what we did with Lisa Allen is offer her a multi-year contract. It's been hard. She's been a coach, and she came here with tenure from the Granville schools, so we wanted to keep her going. You know, she's got a couple years, so it's not a, you know, year to year, and that most likely would be reviewed, and you'll see if you extend that in the future. Administrative contracts template, you know, we've been doing a lot of work in this area, so we now have really tremendous amount of support from Felicia and her team in the treasurer's office. Work days all aligned, holidays all aligned, and then compensation. We had some situations there where we had different holiday payments, so it will affect the compensation of the people now, so we have it all the same. We took all of the administrative, or at least building level contracts, and we standardized those in terms of length, unless there's a difference. At the elementary, the dean and the middle school will be 210 days, but the high school needs longer, so it's often referred to as a 234, but it's actually a 240. So we'll now have contracts at 240, 260, 240, 220, 210, and a 200. Everything's standardized. And then later on, you'll see the resolution to add 14 days for Brad and Robin, because they'll have extended responsibilities in HR, respectively HR and then curriculum instruction and technology. So that's all lined up now. Certified employment, we have 3 people that I want to introduce to you tonight. We'll do that right at the end before you vote, but they're all listed there. I mentioned 2 of whom are walk-ins, so Vivian and Ellie. Supplemental employment, list of staff there. Pupil activity, we have the list there. One of the questions that I haven't gotten to, that came to me late today, is look and make sure we have enough support for the musical in the future, so I'll get you the answer to that question, as well. I know we had some questions about pianist, and so I'll get that to the board. Administrator extended days, this is for Robin to work 5 days. Her contract ends in July, but this will allow her to work up to 5 days with Debbie Seibel, whose last day is July 31st also. Extended days, here's the 2 14 days for Brad and Robin. So they will be on 220 contracts, and they'll have those extended days for their additional responsibilities. At some point, we'll, through our growth plan, have to hire another elementary principal. Then they would go to a stock 220, and without extended days, then that's how we'll have some differentiation again, all organized now. We have our list of volunteers, and then we have then and now certificate. That is when there's requested payment for something that hasn't been, a purchase order hasn't been created. That fell through the cracks with our building project. We needed some help from our legal counsel working on some aspects of the construction project, so we'll work to make that improvement in the future, but so you have to retrospectively approve that. And then we have board meeting minutes, financial report. Any questions about anything there? I know you've seen a few drafts and we've been able to keep up on things, but any questions about consent? No. Can I ask, Mr. Shipton, do you want to introduce your first? Sure. Okay. I guess you're first and only, right?
I should have just put a seat over here in the corner. I would like to introduce a gentleman here, Dakota Dustin. Comes to us, he's a graduate of Utica High School, also a graduate of The Ohio State University. Dakota has earned a PhD in biomedical science, and he is going to be, or recommended to be, our new biology teacher at the high school for the 26-27 school year. So, Dakota.
Hi. Yeah, as Mr. Shipman said, I'm local to the area. I went to high school at Utica. I live in Mount Vernon. I've always lived there, and I think it's a great opportunity to stay local in my community and help contribute. Any questions for you guys?
No, we are just really excited to have you.
And go ahead, Dustin.
Sure. Just a little bit more about my background. So I went to Ohio State. I did my undergrad there and my graduate work. During my time in graduate school is when I really fell in love with teaching. I got to teach some of the undergrad classes. I got some experience with making exams and grading exams and delivering lectures even. But after I graduated college, I was a substitute teacher for a little while, a year at Centerburg for the same position. Then it really solidified to me that this is the right place for me to be. So that's why I'm here.
And I appreciate Mr. Shipton bringing this to our curriculum team as well too, because we have some, potential changes with retirements coming in the high school too, so it's good to shore up our science program, and it's going to expand some more offerings for students as well too, which is certainly welcome. So.
Being a sub is no easy task, so glad you got some good experience.
He did it for a whole year, so.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to ask Mrs. Grace Wagner to come up, and then she has two introductions. One introduction, okay. So this is for an intervention specialist position.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
So I am especially pleased to introduce to you Ellie Wolf, who's with me. She's a graduate of MVNU, joining myself and Mrs. Douglas in the back, who earned our intervention specialist, our master's in intervention, I think, from MVNU. So we're excited to have Ellie with us. Her heart and compassion for students and sincere belief that every student is capable of learning with the right supports is what really stuck out to us. So we're excited to have her, so I'll let her say a couple words real quickly.
Good evening. My name is Ellie Wolf. As Mrs. Wagner said, I am a graduate of Mount Vernon Nazarene University. I am dual certified to teach both elementary education and elementary intervention as well. I actually just received my licenses from the Ohio Department of Education this past week, so I'm very excited for those. As she said, I am from the Johnstown community. I lived in Johnstown for my basically my entire childhood, and then I moved to New Albany, so I am looking forward to coming back to the Johnstown community to be able to serve the students that mean the most to me.
That's really awesome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. We do have another intervention specialist we were able to hire, so we're very happy in those really high needs and hard to find positions. She's unable to be here with us tonight. Her name's Vivian Reed, but we are happy to welcome her as well. So.
And we'll bring her to another, but we've got a few people the board's already approved who we want to bring forward and introduce. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
So that completes consent. That completes consent agenda, and it's ready for your vote.
All right. Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
All right. Flip some pages. All right. Ready when you are for treasurer recommendations?
Yes. Thank you.
The technology always, it's a live
no,
feed,
it takes
so
a minute.
it takes a second sometimes when you see it on the screen.
Resolution 26-06-138 is a recommendation to approve donations.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Second, please.
I'll second it.
All right.
Thank you. We have 4 donations. All of the donations were for the James Worthen Citizenship Award. We received those donations, $200 from Alice Main, $100 from Lawrence and Sharon Poole, $100 from Melanie Main, and $100 from Marianne and Jerry Derenberger.
Well, thank you all very much for the donations. We appreciate it, and thanks for being here for the, I don't know if that's why you're here, but we appreciate it. Thank you. You can call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-139 is to approve a services contract with Incentive Review Group, referred to as IRG, at a cost of $25,000 for the first year when less than 5 incentive districts, and $15,000 for each additional year, including a 30-day opt-out clause at any point during the length of the contract.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll
Thank
second.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions?
I just want to thank Dr. Wagner and Ms. Drumney. They were, this has been on our agenda or on our list of to-do things for a while now. So they had to go back to the firm and renegotiate the potential contract that we had that made it more favorable it made it better in our favor. So I want to thank them for all their work to go back and seek a better contract terms.
Thank you. Any other comments? All right, call the roll.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Resolution 2606-140 would be to approve a transfer of funds to bring the athletic fund back to zero.
Can I get a
motion?
Thank you. No, you were ready. Appreciate it. In a second.
I'll second it. It doesn't matter.
All right.
Okay.
Questions or comments about that one?
This is the item where we want to, in the future, pull transportation out of the athletic budget. You know, case in point is tonight, we acknowledged the softball, but the further they went into the playoffs, the more transportation costs there are, and there's not really a gate to put behind that. So that's something we're working on. I believe the board's aware of that. So hopefully it's the last year we have to make such a large transfer, and then we'll be able to manage transportation inside of the general fund.
Yep. All right, call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-141 to approve the purchase of employee faithful performance insurance in lieu of individual surety bonds.
Motion?
I'll motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Questions or comments?
Who are we procuring this policy through?
Would be through the Ohio School Plan.
Okay.
And we can talk a little bit more about it with the next resolution. They're a consortium of schools that are intended to serve, you know, just their member schools.
All right,
Okay.
call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
And resolution 26-06-142 is the approval of property casualty and cyber insurance renewal with the Ohio School Plan.
Motion?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. Jesse, did you have a question for this? Okay, all right, you can call the roll.
Okay. Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Thank you. That concludes the treasurer's recommendations.
Resolution 26-06-143 is classified contract non-renewal.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll second.
You don't see these often, but I'll read the whole resolution for you in here just because it's more technical. This resolution and the next one are related, but it's for some food services staff that we're going to separate from. So, whereas Olivia Dennison is currently employed by the Johnstown-Monroe Local School District Board of Education as a food service employee under limited contract pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 3319.081, whereas the employee's contract expired on May 22nd, 2026, whereas the superintendent has recommended that the board non-renew employee's limited contract, whereas the employee has been provided with notice of the board's intention not to reemploy employee following the expiration of the employee's contract. Therefore, be it resolved that the Johnstown-Monroe Local School District Board of Education pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 3319.083 hereby determines not to reemploy employee at the expiration of employee's current contract, and that employee's employment ended on May 22nd, 2026. And again, that's Olivia Dennison.
Thank you. You can call the roll on that.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-144 is also classified contract non-renewal.
Motion for that one?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll second.
I'll read through this one too. Whereas Emily Durkin is the employee, is currently employed by the Johnstown-Monroe Local School Board of Education as a food service employee under limited contract pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 3319.081. Whereas the employee's contract expired on May 22nd, 2026. Whereas the superintendent has recommended that the board non-renew employee's limited contract, whereas employee has been provided with notice of the board's intention not to reemploy employee following the expiration of the contract. Therefore, be it resolved that the Johnstown-Monroe Local School District Board of Education pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 3319.083 hereby determines not to reemploy employee, that again is Aaron Durkin, at the expiration of the employee's current contract and at the employee's employment date ended on May 22nd, 2026.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-145 is the treasurer's contract.
Can I get a motion for that?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Second.
I'll second it.
Felicia's contract as it currently stands would expire about a year from, well, it'd be actually a year from the end of July. And one of the things we've been working on is another contract for her. I think with change in the superintendent's position, it allows for certainly more stability. And Felicia's been a great teammate to work with for all these years. Did I miss something?
I think you skipped it.
Oh,
We were
you
supposed to be
skipped
doing maintenance lead.
I think you still
Skip it to you, but that's
to
okay.
before the
His,
treasurer.
I think your papers are out of order.
Sorry.
So we
Different than
just
ours,
did
but that's okay.
resolution 26-06146, creation of the
Oh.
position of maintenance lead.
Yep, you're mine. I have an annotated copy, so I have more details.
They're a
than you
little-
do. So, okay.
I mean,
No,
we can
ours-
talk about her
Ours is
now.
out of order, right?
Oh.
Right, because he's
No.
right, 145, the other two come. So
Oh, you're
he's
right,
correct.
Alan.
Right.
Yeah,
Ours is out of
ours
order.
goes from,
Ours are out
ours
of
goes
order.
144 to
Okay.
146.
So we have
And I
resolution.
would've thought you would've caught that one.
So-
Well, we knew.
Hey, it's only a 20-page agenda, so,
Okay,
it's gonna
well,
be-
you're
How about
letting
if-
us down,
Okay,
Ann.
since-
I don't
since we
know,
have-
you know?
Slacking.
Since we have a resolution on the table, let's finish that one, and then we'll get
Sure,
right back
yeah,
in order.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm showing resolution 145. Is
That's
that what-
correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, so anyways, Felicia's been a great teammate to work with. One of the challenges about leaving, but certainly glad that she could work up to 5 more years. And what this resolution does is it would eliminate the last year of her contract, starting August 1st, and would reset it with a new contract. And again, it could be up to 5 years if everything works out.
Should we read motion for that? Since-
Did I not read the next?
Well, I think
Yeah.
you said position of maintenance lead and then.
No,
Nope.
he did the right
Okay.
thing. He
All right,
said the right
all right. I'm just a rule follower, okay? All right, we can call the roll on that one then.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you have in your
Now
copy?
we
I have
have-
146. What do
Yeah,
you?
Yep.
It's correct.
Okay.
It's out of
Oh,
order.
that was just out of
It's just
sequence
out
in
of
yours.
order.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, resolution 26-06-146 is creation of the position of maintenance lead.
Motion for that one.
I'll motion.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
So this resolution and the next one tying together, resolution 147. We have been working with Derek Holter, and last year was Dave Jenny's last year with the school district last summer. So we've been reconfiguring the department, and we did some work this year. And what I'm asking the board to do now is to create a new position of maintenance lead. It has a potential succession plan where we can get to a maintenance supervisor. Mr. Busenberg in his new role of assistant superintendent as of August 1st will be helping to continue to help with this actually. But I think you've seen all of that, so I just want to give a little context. And then the next resolution is to make the recommendation for the position if you approve 146.
Any questions on that? Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Resolution 147 is appointment of maintenance lead, and that's Derek Holter, that, who I walked in, and that would begin on July 1st, 2026.
Motion for that one?
I'll motion.
Second.
I'll second it.
I don't know if there's any questions. The only thing I want to tell you, we did not abolish a maintenance position. We moved him to maintenance lead. You saw with Derek Busenberg, when we approved his, we abolished the director of operations and then created the new position. This we're going to leave open because I think in the future, the way we're studying, there may be a need to add another maintenance staff member, so we didn't want to abolish this position. And that any addition to maintenance would most likely be at the, we will be ending some vendor contracts as we invest in our staff and do more locally. So that's the thought process there.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes. Resolution 26-06-148 is for our cybersecurity program.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll second it.
Mr. Benton referenced this a bit. I won't provide a lot of detail on this because we're supposed to keep it confidential, so we don't provide the name of the vendor, but we are fully compliant in our cybersecurity. That's also compliant with our policy on that, and it also meets the requirements of the Auditor of State. So again, for security reasons, we don't provide a lot of detail, but I was glad that we have all this work done and have had this work done, but we now need the board to approve a resolution that confirms that, and then we'll get that to the Auditor of State.
All right. Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-149 is approval of student handbooks, and that's for the 26-27 school year.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second it.
And again, these are for the high school, middle school student handbooks, intermediate, elementary student handbooks, gifted, and use of technology device, that's the term or phrase. And then athletics will bring most likely on June 29th. We typically set the high school first, and then that athletics will, especially with the discipline section, flow from that. But those are what we're asking you to approve tonight, are all 4 buildings gifted in technology device.
All right. Call the roll.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-150 is Fairfield County Educational Service Center Agreement.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll second.
This is primarily for Dr. Thomas Fry, who consults with us on student performance. He's been with us for 2 years now. We're recommending a 3rd year work with him. He helps at the macro level, so he's helping us with our district report card. He helps at the building level and even at the teacher level. He's been able to help, and that's some of the strides we're seeing with our report card as well too, is coming up with diagnostic plans of improvement.
All right. Call the roll.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-151 is the nursing services agreement.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll second.
This is a nursing services agreement with Licking Memorial Hospitals that's for the 26-27 school year.
Call the roll.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-152 is Meta Solutions Master Service Agreement.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
This master service agreement from July 1 through June 30th, July 1 of this year through June 30th, 2027. I know Mrs. Thomas will most likely abstain because of concern about professional overlap here, but this is our Meta Solutions contract, and it provides fiscal support, it provides our back-end student support, so PowerSchool, also our EMIS support, our purchasing co-op, our IEP software called Same Goal, and then there's an Info Ohio Library Service Automation, so it's our research portion.
All right. We can call the roll.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas?
Abstain.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-153 is ABM Educational Services Agreement.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
This is for the period July 1, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. This is our custodial company that we use. They provide all services and staff and chemicals. we've had 1 year with them. We're finishing up this year, so we're recommending a 1-year contract to continue to review and see how things go.
Questions? Right, call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Resolution 25-06-154 is transportation deemed impractical for the 25-26 school year.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
This resolution and the next one, 155, are related resolutions. What we're asking in this resolution is that you approve the list of those students and their families who are deemed impractical to transport during this past school year. The next resolution is then authorizing payment if you approve the first resolution.
Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Resolution 25-06-155 is payment in lieu of transportation for the 25-26 school year.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Questions? Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-156 is the Children's Conservation League of Johnstown Facility Fee Waiver.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
This is a long-standing relationship we've had, and they're requesting Johnstown Intermediate School on October 20th, 2026.
Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
You're keeping up pretty good over there. That software's cooperating today.
It is.
Okay. Resolution 26-06-157, Reclamation Church Facility Fee Waiver Reduction.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion.
And a second.
Second.
This resolution is for use of a church that's going to build their permanent facility. That's their plan. It's Reclamation Church, and they want to use the PAC and band room. And I want to thank our committee because Mrs. Thomas and Mr. Frazier actually met with the group. We don't often rent out our facilities, but appreciate your work in making sure that we have a good comprehensive plan and a good understanding with this group.
Yep. Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Good. Resolution 26-06-158, approval of overnight extended trip for football camp.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
This is for our football camp. This is an annual trip they take, and it's July 13th through July 15th, 2026 at Ohio Wesleyan University. Coach Carter manages this with chaperones. One of the things that we talked about, and I talked to Mr. Geis about it, he had to run to the softball banquet, so he's not here. But I want to get this to the board sooner, and this is predictable. And, so, you know, like I said, it's been going on for years, so I asked him to get it in his notes so that December, January, we can get this in front of the board and gives us our, per policy, 6-month lead time, so if there's any questions with anything.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
As a reminder, I removed through the beginning of our agenda, Resolution 26-06-159, and that's for the virtual cadaver table. Just some questions, I'll make sure they're answered, but just at a high level on that, we have some grant funding that we can use to pay that. And it would be used by our Certified Nursing Assistant program, which we're estimating will have about 24 students in it. We're finalizing student requests. And then also our science program will use that. In forensics and biology, they could use it as well too. So it's a really interesting device, but I won't say any more right now, because if we bring it back later on, I'll have more information for you.
Okay.
How's that? But I removed that off the agenda.
Okay.
Resolution 26-06-160 is the second reading of revised policies.
Motion for that?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
I think
Call.
they're just matter of fact. I mean, I know
Yep.
the policy committee's been
Yeah.
working on this, and it's your second exposure to it.
Yep. Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-161, second reading to rescind policies.
Motion for that?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
As a reminder, sometimes it's easier just to rescind if a policy needs multiple updates, then we reapprove it in a fresh start, so you don't have multiple iterations. That's why we have some rescinded.
And call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-162 is second reading of replacement policies.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
And here comes back the revised policy.
Yep.
And for AI then.
Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-163 are second reading of new policies.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
Let me know if you have any questions, but I know you've seen these for some time.
Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-164 is first reading of revised policies.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Thank you.
I mean, if there's any questions, but we covered some of this already, and I know you've seen it.
Yep. Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution 26-06-165 is first reading of new policies.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
As a reminder, I walked in Resolution 165A, commemoration of school facility and celebration. That'll come after board comments and then superintendent comments.
Board comments. Anybody?
I got a couple. Just wanted to point out a couple things. My first experience in the Johnstown graduation, it was a really cool event to watch take place. A couple things. It was really cool to watch the pivot from the outside to the inside and watch that become a success. So, Mr. Shipton, thank you, Mr. Busenberg, Mr. Holter, everybody involved in that. That was a really cool thing to be a part of. And a lot of pride, which kind of ties into the second thing that I wanted to chat about real quick as well. The survey results. I just want you to know that the board took those very seriously. MJ did a phenomenal job kind of summarizing them for us. But we also went through I went through each one of the comments. I think most of the board did as well, and read through each one of the comments. Some really good feedback there, just like high level stuff. We had a 30% respondent rate, which is pretty good for a survey, but for a community survey. But I think we learned a few things, and we're gonna push it a little bit harder the next time we do something like that. But one of the key highlights for me that I wanted to call out that I thought was really good was the question. It was an open-ended question. It was the greatest strength, and what do you see as the district's greatest strength? There were 177 write-in responses, and there were overwhelmingly 2 themes in those 177 responses. And respondents were, the greatest strengths were the people who teach here and the community that surrounds the schools. And I think that kind of ties into the graduation and the pride that was felt there, and the success, celebrating that for the year and the seniors. 2 really cool things. Just, again, a huge thank you for those who responded to the survey. Those comments and your feedback are going to help guide decision-making throughout the next year until we take the survey again. So It's something that we all take very seriously and will continue to use, so thank you.
Steve, I'll just add to that. Thanks for sharing some of that. One of the reasons that we had the survey go out is because when all 5 of us came together in January, we made board objectives and goals, and we all really were very quickly in alignment that community input is a huge goal to get more community at board meetings or to email or whatever, and so that was just one of many steps, but yeah, we appreciated the responses for sure. Any other comments? All right.
I got one really
Oh,
quick.
go for it,
Sorry.
go for it.
They were two kind of quicked over, kind of touched on real briefly as we went through, but congratulations to Ms. Drummy and Mr. Holter. Really cool. 2 huge assets. Again, I've only been here a short period of time, but they show up. There's a ton of value in both of those positions, and they're great assets, so congratulations to both of them.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to serve the district, truly. And I would echo what about the community. I've always loved the work of being a school treasurer, the variety of the work, the intrinsic meaning of the work, kind of serving the greater good. But what really makes it special is the community and the team that we work with here.
Thank you. I don't know how we top that, so. All right, I think we're ready for you.
Okay. I had notes here on the graduation ceremony, so I won't repeat a lot of those, but yeah, I thought it was exceptional. And you know, what's interesting is there was some concern about moving inside, but we still had some available seats. I was just kind of eyeballing it. There's probably 50 to 100 seats, and it actually goes a little smoother. Mr. Busenberg and I were talking about that because the distance to walk is shorter. The sound system is much better for the event. So it was a little tight in there, but we had the air turned down, and you're right, Mr. Holter and his team did a great job. And Mr. Shipton and I were talking. I think by Tuesday the decision was made. So then we watched the weather forecast fluctuate. We thought, oh, did we make the wrong decision? But it, you know, you have a game time decision there that it did work out because you saw how challenging the weather was. Equally, end of the school year has gone very smooth. You know, it seems like every year goes fast, but tremendous shout out to the staff, from the administrators to the teachers, custodial staff. I mean, just it was another good school year, so we really appreciate everyone's efforts. Athletics, we'll cover some of this next time, but you know, some highlights. Baseball finished with an overall record of 11-15, and then they made it to 1 round there in the tournament. We talked about softball already, so I won't go over that too much. And then we'll have track and Cameron to cover at the next meeting. So, fireworks, our annual hosting with the city and the community. It's July 3rd. Couple things. You'll see some notices come out about that. But the food trucks will begin serving at 5 p.m. So if you want to get here early and get seating, there's plenty of opportunity to do that. National Anthem starts at 6, and there's the introduction video that Mr. McDonald helps with in the community. And then fireworks, well, there's some things in the middle, but then fireworks conclude at 9:30. So it's always about pride in the community. That's, you know, and then, you know, celebrating the semi-quincentennial of this of the United States. Yeah. 250 years is quite something. So, Cornell School. I don't know if anybody's here from Cornell School, but during the July 3rd festivities, the Friends of Cornell will be celebrating 30 years of living history during that event. So I think that's exciting. For the one-room schoolhouse, they're going to make sure that the facility is open to visitors, and so they can learn more about Cornell School, and they'll have some refreshments. And then they'll have a larger celebration on the campus as well too. But I think it's good to showcase Cornell, and we appreciate their support. Mr. Dixon's here, who's on the board still, and does a good job there. Report card, it's a little early yet, but I can tell you that as we're looking at the returns on the state data that's coming in, looks very positive. You know, it's been one of the things that, you know, we've made some changes with courses of study, pacing guides, you know, professional development coaches, you know, just so much work. And sometimes that doesn't always show up right away. So I think this year you're going to see some significant improvements in all the buildings. We won't have the value added. That's the student growth measure. That doesn't release from the state for Ohio schools probably sometime in September, maybe even early October, depending, and they send it off, they send it to an organization called SAS down in North Carolina, and they have a proprietary system they use to look at that student growth. But anyways, should be things to celebrate there, and I think at the July 9th board meeting, we'll have a pretty solid review that we'll be able to share with the board, but there's some significant improvements. All the buildings are up, and it's quite impressive, but I want to make sure that we get all the data in, so I'm not going to share too much today. In case you're wondering about some of that, there is a process we make sure to reconcile the data. And with that reconciliation, when students move into the school district, when they transfer during the school year, it depends on whether they were here 90 days or not, and then which school district holds the report card. So there's some review that needs to be done there, but we're getting close now. So again, I think by July 9th we'll have. One other thing, today we hosted right before this meeting. Do you remember the group, Mr. Benton, we were there for Framework years ago, and then it became a smaller group, a steering committee that we were involved with on Planning Next. Now it's called Licking County Forward, and I'll send this to all the board members and for the community. But it's a community conversation, and they're trying to get the word out about planning for Licking County, and the idea is to look at comprehensive plans in every community within the county. How do they align, and how can we help make sure there's better alignment? They're going to have 3 community meetings, one on June 23rd, one on June 25th, and one on June 30th. In Newark, both the 23rd and 25th are in Newark, and then the 30th is in Pataskala. So I'll get you the information about that. And there's actually some pop-up events too, like at Hartford Fair in August, there's an event, and then also at our Johnstown Lifestyle Farmer Market. I think that's on a Thursday coming up, but I'll get you information. But that's a worthwhile committee we've been involved with and representing, especially on the western side of Licking County. So that's all I have for comments.
All right.
You ready for Resolution 165A?
Yes.
Okay. We have some people, I think, that will be interested in this resolution as well, too. So
That's
it's
the
long.
highlight of
It's a
tonight.
long resolution, but I'm sure you'll appreciate why. So Resolution 26-06-165A is the commemoration of school facility and celebration. Whereas the Board of Education of the Johnstown-Monroe Local School District, therefore after called a reference to the board, is authorized and empowered to govern and manage all district facilities and properties in the best interest of its students and community. Whereas board policy provides that the Board of Education may from time to time commemorate a school or district facility by means of a plaque or by naming facility after a person, and that such commemoration shall be reserved only for those individuals who have made a significant contribution to the enhancement of education generally, or the district in particular, or to the well-being of the district, community, state, or nation. And whereas Deborah Seibel rendered 28 years of distinguished service to the Johnstown-Monroe School District and community, whereas throughout her career, Deborah Seibel demonstrated visionary leadership, an enduring spirit of innovation, and an unwavering commitment to the students and staff of the district. And whereas through her dedicated service, Deborah Seibel shaped the character of these schools and has made lasting progress possible for generations of students, educators, and community members. And whereas the board finds that Deborah Seibel's career, defined by innovation, integrity, and a profound dedication to public education, fully satisfies the criteria established in board policy for the naming of a district facility. And whereas the board desires to honor Deborah Seibel's exceptional contributions by designating the Johnstown High School Media Center in her name as a permanent tribute to her legacy of service. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Johnstown-Monroe Local School District, Licking County, Ohio, and there's 4 sections I'm going to read. The first one is the designation. It's the board hereby officially designates the name and names the Johnstown High School Media Center as the Seibel Center, effective upon adoption of this resolution. Section 2, dedication. The Seibel Center is dedicated in recognition of 28 years of distinguished service to the Johnstown-Monroe Local School District community. Through visionary leadership, an enduring spirit of innovation, and an unwavering commitment to students and staff, Deborah Seibel shaped the career of these schools and made lasting progress possible. The Seibel Center stands as a permanent tribute to a career defined by innovation, integrity, and a profound dedication to the public agenda, or public education. Section 3 is a commemorative plaque. The superintendent is authorized to ensure a commemorative plaque or signage to be placed in or near the Seibel Center bearing the dedication language as set forth in Section 2 of this resolution. And finally, Section 4 is the effective date. This resolution shall take effect immediately, this 8th day of June 2026, which is the date of adoption by the Board of Education. So I need a first and a second, I guess.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
And a second.
I'll second it.
We have a video, before you vote, if we can, we have a video of some staff we'd like to be able to show. Are we ready?
Does she want to move closer?
Are we ready? I don't know.
Does she want to move closer so she can see?
Do you want to vote on this? You can vote on this resolution. How about if you do
I
that
just
while
didn't know
they?
if she wanted to move a little closer so she
Yeah.
could see. But I don't want to embarrass her anymore.
Why don't you vote on this resolution,
All right.
and then we'll
While
show
we're-
the
Yep.
video then. How's that?
Okay.
All right, we will vote while we're loading up.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benton?
Yes.
Okay, that was the middle of a vote, so we got to.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Frazier?
Yes.
And Mr. Koppel?
Yes.
Are we ready with the video? Okay, we'll roll the video then. It's about 14 minutes, but it goes quickly, so. It is.
Hi, I'm Chris Almendinger. I have known Debbie for a long time. We taught together and we were on the administrative team together. I would consider Debbie my mentor. She is the one who talked me into going into administration, and I loved working with her. I can't believe this day has finally come, but there's no one more worthy of it than Debbie Seibel. I can't think of words to express the gratitude of this community for what she's done for our students and parents, teachers and administrators. She truly changed the game, and for that, I thank her.
I'm Ruth Ann Boer, and I've been on the school board for many years and have worked with Debbie Seibel for many precious years. How do you pay tribute to a legend in a school district in just a few seconds? That's very difficult to do, and Debbie Seibel is a legend. It's hard to imagine Johnstown-Monroe schools without Debbie. Over the years, she's worn many hats: a teacher, a librarian, middle school principal, an athletic coach, and district administrator.
I started working with Debbie, and I don't even know what year it was. And we were at least 6 years, and I loved her. I was a little skeptical when we started, because she was a little stern looking. I had a friendship with her, a very quiet friendship. And I learned to love her unconditionally. I don't think anybody knows about the times that when we had a student that would come and be lost in the morning, and I don't mean lost getting to school, but not able to leave their moms or their dads, and she would sit outside on the steps at Adams with them and talk to them and convince them to come in the building.
What I've always admired most about Debbie is her ability to get things done. Her incredible energy in bringing people together would have challenged Superwoman. She has a wonderful way of listening, understanding different perspectives, and helping a team move forward.
I'm Carl Dufford, former teacher, coach, senior class advisor here at Johnstown-Monroe High School. Congratulations, Debbie. It's been a privilege teaching with you at the high school, and also later having the opportunity to be assistant basketball girls coach with you. What a privilege that has been. You really care about kids. Every one of the kids that went through the program, you taught them about to play by the rules, to play hard, to play with pride, but most importantly, to have fun. Beyond basketball, you taught a lot of lessons of respect, character, discipline, that has touched many, many young girls' lives. Those experiences help build friendships, teamwork, and memories that will last for a lifetime.
Debbie Seibel, there are not enough words for me to say that can thank you enough for everything you have done for me, both personally and professionally. You are truly a mentor to me. I have always aimed to be like Debbie Seibel. I have had the pleasure of being coached by you for 4 years, starting in 7th grade and then my sophomore through senior years. The lessons I learned from you as a player helped me as a coach and now a parent.
How are they today?
You may be more competitive than I am, and that's saying a lot. You do not like to lose. You are the queen of tough love. You had the Pat Summit stare down, Pat.
Or you can quietly stomp. But I think she did that for basketball, and then it just carried on to the classroom, or into our building.
Along with the foot stomp with your thick heels. Both students and staff knew Mrs. Seibel was coming because you could hear the heels pounding on the floor or tiles. Whether it was slower or faster pace determined what may happen next. I would often get Davis followed by the stare and the stomp. You may not remember this, but you told me that one day when I'm coaching that if I'm upset with a mistake that a player made, let them know about it, but end every conversation with that player with a positive comment. I try to do that every day. Thank you, Coach Seibel.
My name is Alan Benton. I've known Debbie for many years. The first time I was introduced to her was when she was a librarian. The state created a new program, post-secondary education. It was called PSEO, or we call it today College Credit Plus. And what we were told to do was to go and talk to the librarian, which we were surprised about that because typically that's a guidance counselor function. So unknown to us, the librarian was Debbie Seibel. Debbie Seibel walked us through that system, implemented that system within our school district, and Debbie has implemented so many systems within our school district that we would not be the same school district today if it had not been for Debbie. She's done things to enhance the opportunities for our students as far as learning. She's done a lot of work on helping our teachers become better teachers, looking at data, looking at how we can really help our students succeed in the future. So many thanks for Debbie for the many contributions she's made to the system that's going to last beyond her tenure here at Johnstown-Monroe. Thank you, Debbie.
Well, my name is Sherry Summers. I was a longtime colleague of Debbie's at high school. I thought about the old saying, jack of all trades, master of none, and realized that to apply that to Debbie Seibel, it would have to be rewritten. How about Jill of all trades, master of all. A non-stop, whirling dervish that never knew a stoplight. And now, with her moving into the administrative category and to see her hand in all the wonderful remodeling, construction, design of curriculum, all the things that she's touched at the end of her career, I just think that even though she wouldn't like it, she's built, to be told that she's built a wonderful legacy for all the years she's worked for the Johnstown School District.
While many people may not know it, she became remarkably skilled at reading blueprints and understanding the details that made a building project succeed. As we traveled from project to project, solving problems and making decisions, I came to appreciate not only her knowledge, but her steady judgment, her attention to detail, and her genuinely positive outlook.
One of the first things Debbie told me when I started in this role is that a lot of things are gonna feel urgent and that a lot of things are gonna feel like a problem. But she also said that as long as nobody's hurt, we can fix it. And that stayed with me, and a lot of other things have fallen into place since then because we really can fix it. And what I really didn't fully understand until this past year is how many things that she has really quietly fixed and created. I spent a decade on the other side of this as a teacher here in this district, sort of watching things roll out, and it always seemed effortless, or at least quiet and done for me and solved for me when it didn't work. And getting to work alongside her this year, I finally got to see the actual weight of what goes into that. The barriers and decisions and the complexity behind something as routine as curriculum change. She made it look easy because she's that good at rolling up her sleeves and getting things done and getting through those walls. And Debbie approaches her work the way that I would think a great coach approaches their program. She knows what productive struggle looks like. She knows how to listen, how to support, how to notice gaps, and how to build those routines that hold a team together over time. And that's what she's done here. What we have at Johnstown is this sense of community and family, and everybody talks about it, and that doesn't just happen. It takes someone consistent who's been here, who's paid attention, and who's done the work to maintain everything through change. And I feel really lucky to have had this year with her, and it's not something that I'll ever take for granted.
I've grown up with her kids and her family, and she is a wonderful person.
You will never know how many kids she bought clothes for, coats for, shoes for, school supplies, paid for their lunches. She did all those things and nobody ever knew it. And she quietly did it without expectations. So I'm grateful that I was able to work with her and learn from her and learn how to be a good person, a better person, by working with her.
I wish you, Larry, and the family the best of luck in the future. Thank you, Debbie, and God bless you all.
It's been a genuine honor for me to work with Debbie for the many years. Every moment of what comes next, you deserve it, and you've earned it. Congratulations, my friend.
And so, dear friend, this is the face of retirement. On a porch swing, on a sunny day, reminiscing about a dear and true friend. And one P.S. Is it just a rumor, or is it possibly true that you plan to take cooking lessons and give Larry a reprieve?
She needs to enjoy this next chapter. I know she'll continue to serve others. It's what she does. But most importantly, I hope she continues to support those around her so that they shine their light and are their very best, because that is truly her gift. There's lots of fun in the adventure to come. Congratulations, Debbie.
I'm standing in front of Chambers Stadium, and what is directly behind me in this white stone is the facade from Adams Middle School, and it's befitting that we're standing here because Debbie was principal at Adams Middle School from 2009 through 2014. Debbie has been a tremendous asset to the school district. She has spent over 28 years of her career, and it represents thousands and thousands of students, hundreds of staff, and the community. Her career spans many generations, as we know, and although we could give a lot of adjectives about Debbie, there's a few I want to highlight. Visionary. Debbie always has the ability to look ahead. I've always appreciated that about her. Another adjective I would use is innovative. She sees things and believes there's possibilities that actually has been inspired to me throughout our time working together. First and foremost is her commitment to children. You know, when someone has a gift and they dedicate it to education, in this case specifically 28 years, it means something because you give a lot of yourself, you have to sacrifice a lot of family time, and Debbie really exudes that and lives that. She has touched so many lives through the years. We're so honored for all the work that she's done, and I'm personally honored to have been able to work with her for so many years. And really, I want to just thank her on behalf of the Board of Education, which includes many people over her 28 years, thousands of students, and parents and community. Thank you, Debbie. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Love you, Mom. Congratulations, Mom. I liked when you came and checked on me at school. I love you.
Congrats on your retirement, Mom. The funny thing is, while you're retiring from your job, we know you're not retiring from being you. You'll always be the first person everyone calls when they need help. Technology problem, car making a weird noise, home projects, call Mom. You spent your entire life figuring things out and getting things done and helping everybody around you. And I know that's not changing anytime soon. We're so proud of you and everything you've accomplished and all the people that you've helped along the way. We love you so much, and you deserve the best retirement ever.
Hi, Mom. We love you so much. You are such a Dubs grandma.
I love how caring you are to everyone that you encounter.
Congratulations on your retirement, Mom. We can't wait to see what you have in store next.
We are so proud of you, Mom. You have impacted many, many lives for the better, and you put your whole heart into everything that you do. Thanks for being such a great role model for all of us.
We love you!
Congratulations, Debbie, on your retirement. Your hard work, dedication, and commitment to the Johnstown school system has been inspiring. I'm so proud of what you've been able to accomplish, and I'm looking forward to spending the next chapter in our lives together. Love you.
We have a couple things for Debbie. Maybe you could get a picture with her, and we have a plaque that represents your 28 years, and then also we have a certificate of what it'll look like on the Seibel Center, so maybe you can go over here and get some pictures.
Yep. Y'all want to go?
Will you go ahead with that?
Okay.
I'm not gonna cry, you're gonna cry. It is our honor to present this to you for your, in grateful appreciation for your 28 years of loyal commitment and dedication to the Johnstown-Monroe local school district, in appreciation of your innovative spirit. Thank you so much. Yeah, take it and show it.
And then we have this. This is with the Seibel Center.
This is with the Storyler
Yeah.
Seibel Center.
So we'll have a plaque made for that. So you want to get a picture with that?
Yes.
I'll hold this one.
You didn't expect this, did you? I did not.
Just a couple of things I'd like to say. First of all, thank you so very much. What an honor. And then secondly, it has been such a privilege and honor to serve this district for the past 28 years. Doesn't seem like 28 years, but I'm sure the math is correct. But it has truly been my pleasure in every single role that I've had. I've enjoyed immensely. But what I've enjoyed most are the people. And whether it's the students have been outstanding during my career, parents, I've had the privilege to work with incredible staff members and incredible colleagues. So what an honor this is, and I thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
So what we thought is we can end the board meeting. I think you'll have an executive session, right? We'll talk about it in a second. And there's some refreshments, right? So we'll have some time to spend with Debbie. Two funny stories I have to share real quick. One is MJ and I were talking today, and we wanted to make sure that Debbie was invited to this. So she did a follow-up phone call. Debbie's like, "Sure, do you need something?" And so MJ brought up, we had all her family, everything ready. And
like, gotta get her here.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's like, "Can I help? Is there anything?" And MJ said, "Oh, we got different streaming person here today or something, so we might need some help." So that would have been interesting, right? I want to thank Craig McDonald also for that video because, and her family, the quality of that video took a lot of time to download. And I know Craig put all that together, so that's really exceptional, nice piece. And then I have to tell one other story real quick because it was one I've not, did you notice the cat? I think the cat's name is Pumpkin Pie, right? Yeah, so just quick story. I think it was last week, early last week, there's this cat walking around the front of the board office. And Felicia goes and picks this cat up, so now the cat won't leave. And we're trying to find out where this cat belongs. So Debbie Lowe, where she in the back, she gets her good forensic skills, and we start watching video, since we have such good video surveillance. So she finds it like 7:30 in the morning. Debbie drives her vehicle to school, and this cat was in engine compartment and rode all the way to school. We can watch it jump out of the car, underneath the car, and come about. So nobody knows it's Debbie's cat, and we're trying to figure out what to do with the whole thing. And then, so they put it up on social media, is this anyone's cat? And Debbie's like, I think that's my cat. It's my family's cat. So I was calling a little Orgy the cat, because we were trying to come up, you know what to call it, but I guess it has the name Pumpkin Pie. So that was just kind of a cute story, I think, that we got to share. So that cat means a lot. So if we want to, do you want to take a break and go to refreshments? And then you'll come back and it'll be Resolution 165B, right, for executive session. And then you're not expecting a vote on that, right?
No
Okay.
action after.
And then I think we can cut the stream after this, and then we'll just get good data, good timestamps about when they go into executive session and when they come out. How's that? Okay?
All right.
So we need the, so I won't even call the last resolution then, so we'll just go right to
Correct.
celebration then.
Yep.
Okay?